Hey YouTube, Eddie Berrios. Before I crash out, I got one more thing I want to talk to. And I want to specifically talk to you, Miss Rashida Strober. After your comment explaining to me that you do get your content from other scholars and other people, like I've always known you have. I mean, you wasn't really fooling anybody with that bullshit. I'm the first, I'm the only one in the world. It's just a crazy thing to say, being that supposedly 98 you started, you were 20 years old, so you think when you were 20 years old you were the first one to do this. It's really out there. So you're still writing to me, telling me I'm a liar. What am I lying about? There's nothing that you can prove that I lied about. I only respond to what you do and what you say. And when I research and I find out that it's a lie, it's just a lie. You know? You can't make ridiculous claims and not be called out on them. Rashida, you would have so much more success. Seriously. You would have so much more success if you would cut that shit out. You say you're an entrepreneur and you're a businesswoman, right? Can't you see that the product that you're pushing is not working? Are you so delusional that you can't see that it's not working for you? Even your show, The Mad Black Woman, or whatever the hell you call it. You tried to push it in 2011. It didn't work out. Now you're trying to push it as a new show today on pay-per-view. You don't even have a big enough base. Are you just satisfied if the 3 people watched it? So right there you think you're famous? You know? Don't you want real fame? Worldwide fame? You said you're world famous. That's another crazy thing you say. You say so much crazy shit that what's happening with you, Rashida, is that people are starting to see you for what you are. You know? And this is real. This is from the heart. This is serious. You are never going to become famous. Not with this shit that you're doing. Who the fuck died, Rashida, and passed the colorism torch to you specifically? Which one of those activists in the 1800s, when they died, they passed that torch and said, Rashida, here, you're the only one that can do it? Who the fuck gave you that right? As people of color, whether you're from India, Africa, America, Brazil, they got colorism that's been going on for centuries in all those countries. Exactly the same as America. This is not new. This is not new in the black community. This is not something you created or started. And you know this. You've always known this. This is the first time you admit it. And I'm pretty sure you didn't mean to admit it. Because every time you get upset, when people have delusions of grandeur and they're very narcissistic, truth sets them off. Don't you have a diploma on psychology? So you know exactly what I'm talking about. The truth sets you off so bad that you rant and you out yourself. You actually tell the truth on yourself. And that text that you send me, you can erase it if you want. I have it saved. I'm going to post it again. You actually admit to getting information from others. But you contradict yourself by saying, I'm the only one, I'm the first, I'm the only in the world. You didn't say in Brooklyn, you didn't say in Clearwater, Florida. You didn't say I'm the first in Clearwater in Florida to do this. If you said that, that would probably be like believable. They'll be like, yeah, she's the first one in Florida to push this. Not to start it, but to continue it. But you said in the world. You said the world. Think about this. You said the entire world. When I first heard you speak 8 years ago, I'm sorry, It's not disrespectful. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I said this fucking woman is batshit. Because when I was 10 years old, you were born. When I was 11 years old, when I was 9 years old, you weren't even born yet. And I was learning a lot of this stuff in school. Colorism was taught in school back when I was a little kid. You weren't even born yet. So just by that alone, I'm like, wait a minute, what is she talking about? Social media? Social media has been out before you even were on social media. So you think you came on the scene in 2011 and that's when social media started? No, it's been out. It's been out longer than that. 1998, you're not on social media. You're not on anything. No books, no Rashida Strober on social media until 2011. That's when you popped up on the scene. And that's a fact. You want credit. Why should people give you credit for anything? You should be giving them credit. And you never do. I don't get you. Do you know what a dark skin colorism activist, forget dark skin, light skin, colorism, do you know what a colorism activist is supposed to do? Do you even know? When did you lose that message? Do you know you're a dark black woman trying to uplift other dark black women? This is what you say. But you don't. What you say and what you do are two different things. You're supposed to uplift all black women. Colorism back in the day, it wasn't about tearing down a black woman because she's light-skinned. They didn't tear down a black man because he dated a light-skinned black woman. It wasn't about that. It was about uplifting the black community, dark and light. Did you forget? When did you forget? Do you do it because it makes you controversial and gives you more views? It gives you more likes? Are you representing all dark black women? Or just angry ass black women? Because that seems like the kind of people that follow you. There's not much. You don't really have a huge following. I know you know this. Everybody knows this. But the ones that do follow you, they're angry like you. And then you instill more bleh. Then you instill more anger into them. And it makes them even more angry. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to take that shit out of them. You're supposed to let them know, hey, we're dark and we're this, but you know what? We're going to be okay. Because this is what we have to do. No. You want to talk shit to them because they're dating a light-skinned man, which you also are dating a light-skinned man. So that doesn't apply to you. What is that? Do as Rashida says, not as Rashida does? That's not cool. I'm just telling you. And I know, fine. I'm 100% black. I'm black and Puerto Rican, so what? I'm still black and I'm still Puerto Rican. Like I said before, never has a Hispanic person told me to my face, you're not really Hispanic. But I have plenty of black people tell me I'm not really black. Like I said before, why is this? What is this mentality? It's the shit that people like you instill into other black people. Because a lot of these fucking little girls that listen to you, they're hearing this shit for the first time. So that's why they think you're the first one to do it. But they don't know the history because they don't look it up. But people like me and people of age, no, you're not the first. You know you're not the first. You know it. Come on. You can't be that delusional. I know it's an entity. You're a businesswoman. This is the things you have to do. Do what you gotta do. Delusions of grandeur, narcissists. Do what you have to do to get what you gotta get. I can understand that part of it, but you can still do the right thing and get paid. Because there's a lot of people doing it and they're getting paid. and they're getting more views and they're getting more likes. Chrissy ain't selling anything. She's not selling shows. She's not doing all this stuff. And look at her base. Her base makes your base look like this. Can't even see through it, like a freaking needle hole. So why don't you try to uplift all black women? Because that's what really colorism is about. You can call it darkism. You can call it whatever you want. It's still colorism, what you speak. Just because you change the name, it's not new topic. It's the same shit. It's the same shit that was spoken in the 1830s, the 1920s, the 1950s, before you were born, the 1980s. Well, you was a little tiny girl. I'm pretty sure you wasn't doing colorism in your motherfucking bassinet. But I wouldn't put it past you to say, hey, when I was 5 years old, I got an award for this. When I was 10, I got awards for, I got awards in school too. Didn't make me a fucking scholar. I got a lot of awards in school for music, for acting, for talent. So you take an award that you received when you were in school at 12 years old, and you add it to your list of accomplishments, which had nothing to do with colorism. A lot of little kids get awards in school for one thing or another. Shit, you can read a poem and get an award. You can dance and not even know how to dance in school, and they'll give you an award because that's what they did back then. That's to uplift you, to make you feel special. Even though what you're doing is really not that special, they'll give you an award to make you feel special. This is what you're supposed to be doing now with all black women. And stop dogging out black men. How can you dog out black men for 8 years and then make a video, I love me some black men. Black men are my first choice. Not according to the rhetoric that you speak for the last 7, 8 years on videos. You've covered everything from black hair to black skin to white and black dating. You've covered everything. But why does every one of your videos you gotta add some hate in there? Why can't you just uplift? Isn't this what you say your goal is to uplift? Or it's really not? Is it really just about selling your books? Everybody has a right to make money, I get it. But is this just your goal? Sell your shows and sell your books? Come on, Rashida. You're too old for this bullshit. You're not a little girl. You're 42 years old. And it's not working. Every time I see comments on you, I realize how much people really think there's something wrong with you. And you call that jealousy and they're hating on me. No, they really believe you're batshit. It's not because they're jealous. They don't want what you got. Jealous of what? What would they be jealous of? Nobody wants what you got. You're just like everybody else, trying to make it day by day. You're not rich. You're not famous. You're not worldwide. Nobody wants your life. Everybody's okay with what they're doing. Nobody's jealous of you, Rashida. I'm telling you, they really believe that you are fucked up in your head. Because what you say in one video, you contradict the shit out of yourself in another video. I watch your videos and I'm like, wait a minute. She just said this last week and now she's saying this. It's like hearing Donald Trump talk. You ever watch Donald Trump, Rashida? You watch a video of him saying some shit and then a few days later, he says he didn't say that. He's against it. First he's with it, then he's against it. You seem, I don't even have to explain. This is similar to what you do. It's very similar. So maybe you need to change it up. Maybe you need to start giving credit where credit is due. Because if it wasn't for all those fucking people before you were born, you wouldn't even be doing this shit right now. You wouldn't be doing none of it. The only thing you'd probably be doing is acting, maybe. But as far as colorism, you wouldn't even created the word darkism if it wasn't for colorism. So how do you want credit for some shit that's already been? Those people, they set the path for you. They set the path for Crystal. They set the path for Chrissy. They set the path for all those other women. You didn't set the path. They did. So, you know what? I know online you'll talk shit about my videos and stuff, and you'll get on there and you'll talk shit. But personally, I think at home, you're going to really think about what I'm saying, because it's just not working. It's not working for you. Why do you want this kind of attention? Are you one of those? Any attention is better than no attention? I don't know, Rashida. You know? Colorism is supposed to uplift black people and bring them together, not put dark against lights. You understand? Be happy for any black person that's done anything great, because the only black people you talk about are famous black people. People who have real accomplishments. People who are actually famous, who are actually rich, actually have everything that you don't. So is it maybe that you're jealous of them? And that's why you talk so much shit about the famous people? You're always attacking black men and black women on who they're dating or who they're with or what they did. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit who Kanye is dating? Who gives a fuck? That sounds like jealousy to me. Worry about who you're dating. If you're dating a light-skinned man, who gives a fuck? But people give a fuck when you start criticizing other dark people for dating lighter persons. That's when they give a fuck. Me personally, I don't give a shit about none of that. I don't care if you're fucking dating a Chinese midget. You know, I don't care. If the motherfucker loves you and treats you right, that's the only thing you should care about. Why is this like, it's almost like you're trying to force dark black people to only date dark black people. You can never do that. You will never do that. Nobody can do that. Dark black been dating lights since the fucking beginning of time. And it's never going to change. It's a waste. It's like the war on drugs in America. It's never going to end. You can throw money at it. You can throw police at it. You can throw whatever you want at it. It's still here and it always will be. Leave it alone. They're not going to change black people's minds on who they should date and who they shouldn't date. Especially when you yourself are dating a light-skinned man. It's kind of like people are like, what the fuck is she talking about? So she can date a light-skinned man, but I can't? Change it up, Rashida, change it up. Seriously. For your benefit, change it up. Because this, what am I going to call it? This formula that you got now is not working. It's not working. You get a couple of views. You know what? You got a specific base of people that listen to you. And it's the same people that see you over and over again. You're not growing because you really are not seeing anything new. You're just being controversial. And for some people, controversial sells. It's entertaining and it's funny to watch. But that's the extent of it. Because they will never take you serious. They don't take you serious. Because of the way you present yourself and the way you present other black people. They don't take it serious. It's funny. It's entertaining. You know what? They watch you and then bloop, after you're done, on to the next channel. And then they wait for whatever crazy thing you're going to say next. I hate Donald Trump. I fucking hate him with a passion. But you know what? I love to watch him speak. Because I'm just waiting for him to make a fool of himself and say some crazy shit that makes you go like, what the fuck? That's the kind of following you have. I'm sorry to say, but that's the exact kind of following you have. They're just waiting for you to say something fucking nuts. And then and you please them, because that's what you give them. Stop tearing down black people. Stop tearing down black women. Stop tearing down this one for dating that one. You know? The formula's not working. It's not a formula that worked anyway. It never did work. Those black activists back then, they said it best. The only way colorism will disappear is when black people stop doing the type of shit that you're doing. But I guess you think that's your bread and butter to be that way, right? Anyways. Take it the way you want to take it. Eddie Berrios from the Bronx.